Ms. Jenny, over 10 years, you have been engaged and leading various community works with a focus on three things. First is social entrepreneurship and education, second, and the last is leadership. So despite the different community fields, what are the key challenges and across this work?
Thank you, Jason, and participants. I just feel like at the beginning we could not elaborate more where we are coming from. I believe the reason why I'm here at this panel is because my work experience with community works, starting from when I was a student back in 2010, I co-founded a charity group to provide the humanitarian aid to conflict zone in Kyrgyzstan, to being nominated as a community champion for Central Asia and the Caucasus region by Global Shapers Community. This is the initiative of the World Economic Forum. So I'm helping not only my community, but I'm also helping the community of other countries through developing community leadership. So that's why I'm here. So I would love to share my story, to learn, and with all of the panelists and with all of you together. So answering your question, Jason, indeed. So looking back on my community journey, there have been so many different types of works and supporting different causes, but despite the differences, there are still some kind of commonly shared challenging. Like, for example, number one, there is a growing relevance gap between what community leaders consider what is the needs for the community versus what community members really need. So there's relevance gap, right? So why does that happen? It might be we are lacking this kind of more empathetic kind of work. We are lacking this kind of more deep listening, really to understand the true needs of the community members. Or like just some leaders, they continue doing the way as they used to do, for example, right? They're not adaptive, they're not agile. This is, and I also feel like most of the time when you talk about leaders, it's more like a heroic type of leadership. It's like one person come to this community is gonna solve the problem for everybody else, right? And so people just look upon this person and then to expect this person should do something, takes the initiative. But here we are talking more about actually for effective community leadership, collaborative leadership, distributive leadership, it is much more important. Like I really like in yesterday's panel, or Chin-Lin mentioned about like playing the jazz, for example. This also gap is become because many majority of time, community members are perceived as a recipients rather than the solution providers. Yeah, and so this is a community. Let's help those people. They're all this victimized or whatever. But for example, taking in United Nations Development Program, we've been right now doing a lot of community works. We are not rushing to the solution. We just go into the community, learn their needs, and then maybe we want to empower those people to provide their solutions, then we can accelerate their impact. So this is what we are doing. Second, it's about the sustainability problem. Sustainability, first, is subject-wise. It means like a lot of community work is a very like one-time, very short-term kind of activities, and the lack of the holistic approach to drive the systemic change. Yeah. Second is about management-wise. So we feel like many community leaders I come across, they have a great passion, great values, but the lack of the management skills, especially in terms of finance and in terms of nowadays the technology transformation. Third is also about the leadership sustainability. So once a community leader leaves, so what's going to be next? So there's kind of like an absence, a vacuum of this. So there's no continuation. So we lack of the institutionalization of the leadership. The last but not the least challenge I noticed is about the community boundary, right? When we say community, we usually refer to this physical kind of territory. This is my community. But nowadays, especially in the new norm of after COVID time, we have virtual community as well, right? So how do we define community? Yeah, what kind of members do we consider to be community members? Who are within your community, who are outside your community? You see the difference? So this boundary also creates this kind of inequality issue as well. So I'm not gonna speak too much, but this is, I feel like across different community works, they all face similar challenges.
Okay, but